Some Pokémon. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. We keep on trying, and then we try some more to stay together and find a place worth fighting for. I'm on the road to Viridian City. Meet my friends along the way. We're on the road to Viridian City. I got a badge and the power to play. Gotta get there. On the way. Gotta get there. Viridian City.
Hi guys, welcome to another Pokemon 20th anniversary video, and we're coming towards the end of my Pokemon takeover now because the anniversary is tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for this. But at the same time, it is sad to think that it's coming towards the end because I've been doing these videos all month and it's just been brilliant and I've had such a great time doing these videos. But don't worry, I've still got a couple more videos to come this week, so stay tuned for them. But for today's video, I'm going to be talking about my Pokemon story, which is basically where my Pokemon journey began, where it all started for me up until the present day. So I guess it started really back in 1999, I'm not 100% certain with the dates, but it was around then, and me and my brother were in Phoenix in Newcastle, and he saw something and I didn't really know what it was, and it was a theme deck or something from the trading card game, and he was like, oh, I want that, I've seen someone at school has that or something, and I was like, oh, what is it? And I'd never heard of Pokemon up until that point right then. It must have been around 1999 because I think that's when the base set was released in the UK, and I think it was the original trading card game starter pack which came with the holo Machamp, and I always remember that we had loads of Machops and Machoks, so we ended up getting like one or two of these, I don't know, but then obviously the theme decks as well, and it was just brilliant, and I was like, these are so cool. And then I think Red and Blue were released later on in that year, and for Christmas me and my brother both got the games, and I got Blue and my brother got Red, and here's a picture of us playing the games, which is just brilliant, and it's so long ago. I mean, memories. But yeah, that's where it all began for us. We both had our Game Boys and we had the games and we would trade over and stuff like that, and it was just so much fun and just something completely different to what we'd seen before. I mean, we played games for years before that, even when we were like 4 years old or something, and it's just brilliant to think that it's just come a long way from this, from the black and white games, and it was just brilliant to have been there right at the start as well. And so obviously Pokemon exploded after that. I mean, we had the first movie, we had the trading card game, everyone had the cards at school, people had the games, it was just brilliant. I mean, I collected a lot of the merchandise as well. I had caps, t-shirts, everything like that. I always remember going to the play park trading the cards, and there was this one kid who was like, oh, why do you have a Pokemon t-shirt and a Pokemon cap? And he's like, oh, we just trade the cards. And I'm like, wait, you know what, I'm obsessed with Pokemon, let me just have all this stuff. And I was obsessed with it, seriously, I loved it. I didn't just play the games and collect the cards, I had every little thing, and that's just how it was, and I am still like that now. I am obsessed with it, so you know what, just get over it. And it's so great now because people don't judge you like they did back then if you'd still like Pokemon 2 years later and stuff like that, and I'm just like, 20 years on, here we are. Nah, it's not going to change. But yeah, it was just this massive hype for that first year and everyone was into it, and then like with most hypes and crazes, it kind of dies down after a while, but I stayed with it and some of my friends did as well, and it was brilliant because then we had Generation 2 with Gold, Silver and Crystal, and I remember I got Silver, and Chikorita was my first starter, and I love Chikorita, and I would normally always get Chikorita now just because of that, because it's the grass type and it's the original starter that I had. But I remember playing it outside with my friends, and it was just the music. I mean, it had the colour and the music from Johto was just absolutely brilliant, and it was just incredible to see all these extra 100 Pokemon that we'd never seen before. I mean, it was a brilliant generation, and I can understand why a lot of people do like Generation 2 for that reason. But I remember battling with my friend a lot on Generation 2 because we had the link cable, and we both had Mew, and it was just crazy having these two overpowered Mews battling each other, and it was just really funny to see who would win in the end. So now we're into about 2001 when we took our family holiday to America, and we went to Disney World, and that was brilliant. But I remember I got this big guy when I was there, and oh my god, I'm so happy I got this. This Blastoise, it's so cool. It came all the way from Florida, Disney World, and yeah, oh my god, I just love him. So I'm going to keep him there right next to Pikachu. But when we were over there, I remember I went to this toy store and I saw Pokemon Stadium for the N64. I was like, oh my god, my friend at home has this, I really want to get it, let's play it. And we got it, and it was, because it was the American version, we brought it home, we didn't even look in the box while we were over there, and it was a different size cartridge because obviously it wasn't the PAL version, and I didn't know anything about that sort of thing back then, and I was like, oh my god. So I never actually got it, I never got to play it, so I was devastated by that. But also while we were over there, I got Pokemon Crystal, and that does work on my Game Boy, and it was brilliant, and I absolutely love that game. Absolutely brilliant. But I remember my friend at school had it, and because there was a cloning glitch, and I could do it on my Silver game, but my friend could do it on Crystal, and I was like, I can't do it on Crystal. I didn't realise why, but I think it's because it was the American version, and so it must have been only available on the UK version or something, I don't know. But I'm kind of glad I got that game from America though, because it was just something to have as a memory from my holiday as well. And also when I was little, sometime around Generation 2, my dad painted a load of Pokemon on my wall. It was incredible. I had this full-on Pokemon room with the bed sheets and the border and the Pokemon on the wall, and it was just incredible. I absolutely loved that, and it was so cool. And I had all of my favourite Pokemon on, like Pikachu, Lugia, Bellossom. It was just so good. Oh my god, thinking back to that though, it was just brilliant. And also with the Pokemon anime, with the first movie, I remember when that came out in the cinemas, we went to go and see it. It was so cool to see a Pokemon movie in the cinema. It was such a great story. I loved it. It was brilliant. And then of course they had the promo cards as well. I remember trying to collect all them. There was the Dragonite with the bag, and the Electabuzz and the Mewtwo and the Pikachu. It was so cool just to see them and have the promo cards as well. As we went into middle school, Generation 3 was released, and it was weird back then because I remember there wasn't ever much way of finding out about what was coming out or any new games or anything like that apart from through the magazines, I guess. But my friend already had Sapphire or Ruby, and I was so jealous. I was like, oh my god, this looks incredible, it's totally different, I have to have this, I really want to get it. And it was only like a few months or a year later that I finally got it, and it was incredible, and I got Sapphire, and that is my main game, and I absolutely love it. Just so different as well. I mean, you know what they're like compared to Generation 2 to Generation 3. The colour improvements, the sounds, just the Pokemons, the moves, everything was totally different and brand new as well. And also around that time we had Fire Red and Leaf Green and Emerald as well, and these were all brilliant games. I loved Emerald for the Battle Frontier and the different storyline, different to Sapphire and Ruby. And Fire Red, Leaf Green, I was like, oh my god, a remake of the original games. This looks incredible. The music was just like it was back then, but upgraded. And so I got Leaf Green, and it was so brilliant. I love that. And I think it was sort of around Generation 3 when I stopped watching the anime as well, just because it wasn't on TV as much, and a lot of the kids at school didn't really watch it, so it wasn't seen as cool. But I love the Indigo League, the Orange Island, the Johto series, all of that was just brilliant. And then I did see a couple of the Hoenn episodes, but I wasn't able to watch them all the time, so I didn't fully watch them through. So at the moment I am actually currently watching the whole of the anime now up to season 7. Which I'm just loving. And from then onwards I didn't really watch the anime at all. Apart from when Diamond and Pearl came out, I watched a couple of episodes just to see what it was like, but it was only in the last sort of year or two that I've decided that I've got to just watch all of them because I don't want to miss out on any of them. And now we're into around 2005 when Diamond and Pearl was released, and this is similar to Generation 3, how I've never heard of anything about this at all, and it was the weirdest thing. It was the day or the day before we went up to Scotland on holiday, and I was in the supermarket and I was like, what's that? I'd never seen. I saw Diamond on the cover. I was like, oh my god. I saw Dialga and I thought that looks incredible. I didn't even know there was a new Pokemon game. I already had a DS that I got at Christmas, but I was like, oh my god, how do I not know about this? I literally had to buy it. Then I was like, can we get this? I need to get this. Here's my money. I was like, oh my god. So when I was on holiday for that week, I just played it the whole time, and Diamond and Pearl Series of Generation 4 is one of my favourites. It is just absolutely incredible. It just stepped it up so much, and I just love it so much. Yet again, it brought a new dynamic to it as well, with the touchscreen, different graphics, new Pokemon, everything, and I just love Generation 4, I really do. And playing Diamond back then, oh, just the memories, seriously, I absolutely just love playing that. And then of course we had Platinum as well, which I absolutely love just a little bit more as well, and it's such a great game, and I just love thinking back to when I first got it and actually playing it as well. It wasn't even that long ago. I know it was about 10 years ago, but it doesn't seem that long ago for me. And of course we had Heart Gold and Soul Silver with a remix from Johto, and oh my god, just another brilliant game, another brilliant remake as well, just to have Generation 2 in upgraded graphics. And then when I was in uni in my first year, we had the release of the 3DS and Generation 5 Black and White, and I was really hyped for these. I don't know why, I just thought, oh my god, it's brilliant. And obviously it was the first time we'd had a new generation on the same console, on the DS. But yeah, I mean, thinking back to it, I remember I did love playing through them a lot, but now I don't really enjoy them as much. I don't know, I think Generation 5 is my least favourite generation. I don't know, it just didn't really work as well for me, looking back and thinking I wouldn't really want to replay them now. But back then I was so hyped for them, and I was really excited just to have a new generation as well, even when I was at uni, so yeah. And then of course Black 2 and White 2, and I definitely had to get them as well, and it was great to have a sequel type game, and it's good that they try to do it in the sort of Kanto Johto sequel 2 years later type thing, and it worked, but it just wasn't as brilliant for me. I don't know, it's just not one of my favourite games. Moving on to more recent times, we then had Generation 6 with the release of X and Y, and I absolutely love these games. I was so hyped for them as well being released. Oh my god, I just love them so much. I was like, oh my god, I really have to get these games because the sprites look different with being made into 3D, and everything was just new and brilliant, and it was obviously on the 3DS, which was the new console, and oh my god, it was just so much hype for it as well, because like I said, with Generation 5 I really wanted to play them, but Generation 4, 3 and 2 I'd never even heard of them until the last minute, so there was a lot of hype for Generation 6 for me, and oh my god, I'm still loving Generation 6. Kalos for me is actually really brilliant, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I really do love it. And obviously there wasn't too many new Pokemon, which in a sense didn't spoil it like it did with Generation 5, so that's kind of a good thing because I really like that. And then obviously we had the introduction of Fairy type as well, which is just brilliant, and Sylveon. And of course I got the amazing looking 3DS XL with the Xerneas and Yveltal on the front with the red, because I know they did the red and the blue one, but I really wanted the red, and that looks awesome. I'm so glad I've got that. Yeah, I would definitely say Generation 6 is one of my favourites, and I'm so glad that we're still in Generation 6, because obviously we had the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire remakes, which are also brilliant and one of my favourite remakes. Just absolutely love them games. But obviously we still need to have some sort of announcement or something to do with Generation 6 with Pokemon Z, or possible Generation 7. I guess we will find out tomorrow. I really hope we do. Oh my god. But for me personally, I really just want a Pokemon Z, because obviously Zygarde hasn't really had much of a story, and we have all these new forms, and then we've got Hoopa, Diancie, Volcanion, and then this new Pokemon Magiana or Magiana, and there's definitely got to be a story told within Kalos, and I really hope they do that and not move quickly straight on to Generation 7. And because I love Generation 6 so much as well, when the trading card games came out, I decided to start collecting them again, because I hadn't collected them since basically Generation 2 and maybe a little bit of Generation 3, and it was just so fun to actually collect them again and get all the booster packs and the cards and the holos and the EX cards as well, which just look brilliant. And I love the way that it works now with the trading card game, and they just look so cool. And this was 2 years ago when the XY base set came out, and I've collected every series since then, Flash Fire, Furious Fist, all of them, and it's just incredible. And I actually bought my first ever booster box as well 2 years ago, which was just incredible, and seems like a lot of money, but I don't know, it was just really fun and really worth it as well. And my first ever one was the Flash Fire one, but then I went back and got the XY base set one as well, which is just so cool, and I'm still collecting them now. I mean, I really do love collecting them, and I'm probably just going to stick with it with Generation 6 because I love Generation 6 so much. But yeah, that's basically my Pokemon story, and now we are all up to date as to how I became such a big Pokemon fan, all the way back in 1999 with that first trading card game pack with the Machamp, and all the way up to now with Generation 6, which I'm still in love with. And now with my YouTube channel, it's also been brilliant just to be able to share and express all these things with you guys, and I hope you've enjoyed my Pokemon 20th anniversary takeover as well for the last month. And I also hope you enjoyed hearing about my Pokemon journey, and it's just been fun looking back and thinking back to all the things that happened over the last 20 years or 18 years, and it's just been so brilliant and such a great franchise, and I absolutely love it. And I hope it continues for many more years to come as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and leave a comment below of what your Pokemon story is, or when you started loving Pokemon, whether it was Generation 1 like it was for me right at the start, or in more recent times, Generation 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. But it'd just be interesting to hear when you guys started loving Pokemon as well. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow for a very special video for the anniversary itself, so stay tuned for that, and don't forget guys to train on, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye guys! And so basically at the end, the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers, oh my god, Ash, Misty and Brock and Pikachu are all knocked unconscious, left in the boat as it flips upside down, and then Team Rocket are as well, so basically both sides are like trapped, and you just think, oh my god, everyone else has escaped, and this is just so crazy, and what's going to happen is the biggest cliffhanger ever, seriously, oh my god.
I left my home and now I see